Hello lovely humans and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Charlie and I make alternative makeup and music content. Okay, so before I start today's video, I just want to say thank you so much to all of the new people who have showed up on my channel over the last week or so. My Måneskin cover and tutorial have gotten so much attention and I'm just so happy to see all of the new people subscribing and commenting and everything. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really hope that you find stuff you enjoy on this channel and stick around. Also, I just want to say real quickly, I'm really sorry that my upload schedule has been a bit fucky the last few weeks. Things have not really gone up when I said they would and I missed last week. That is because it has been hot as hell where I live. I think it is 35 degrees today, so I'm dying, I'm melting, I'm Canadian, I'm not built for this. And it's hard to find the motivation to put layers of stuff on your face when your room feels like an oven. I think my concealer is going to be melted off by the time this video is over. With all that being said, I do really hope you enjoy today's video. This is going to be a Pride makeup look, which was supposed to be the opening for Pride Month on my channel, but I suppose it's going to be the closing. I haven't really talked about it a ton on here, but for those who don't know, I am bisexual and non-binary. I came out when I was very young, and I've always been a very active member of the LGBTQ community. I do Pride looks every year, so I'm super stoked to be giving you guys this tutorial today. This is actually going to be kind of a revamping and a tutorial for a look that I did several years back for Pride Month. I really loved how it turned out back then, but looking back on it now, I'm not super happy with it. My technique obviously wasn't as good as it is now, and I just don't think it turned out awesome, and I think it could have been a lot better with my idea for the design, so I really want to kind of redo that and make it look as good as I think it should have. If you decide to try to recreate the look in today's video, please post it on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok and tag me. You can find my handles in the description down below. I would love to see what you guys come up with. And with all that being said, let's jump right into the video. I have already got my base makeup on, as you can see, so we're gonna get right into the eye look. Also, please excuse the outfit, it is due to the aforementioned heat wave. Okay, obviously as this is a Pride look, we are going to go with rainbow. When I do Pride looks, generally I put red, orange, yellow on one eye and then green, blue, purple on the other. I like to have one brush to do red, orange, yellow and then a separate one for green, blue, purple, just to make sure there's no cross-contamination, because the blend there and the blend there, very different vibes. So that's what I like to do. We're gonna start on my left side. That might be my right on the video, I'm not sure. Anyway, this side, we're gonna start with the red, orange, yellow. Alright, so first you're gonna go ahead and dip into your bright red shade. For this, you're also going to need something to make sure that you create like a straight line. You can use some tape or like a straight edge, like a card. You can take it off with a Q-tip and put your concealer back on after, whatever. We're gonna want to straighten that. I'm just gonna use an old gift card. So, I'm gonna take this, line it up, and back the pigment on. Not bringing it very far into the eye, but taking it pretty far out. And up into the crease. And just keep packing until you have the saturation that you want. And you're also going to want to blend that pretty far up towards the brow. And once you've kind of got this situation happening, you're going to dip into your orange and start to blend that into the red and out towards the inner corner as well, or in towards the inner corner. And I'm just going to hold the card under my eye to prevent fallout. As with last time, you're going to start with a little pigment and build and blend until you are satisfied with the result. And every now and then you're going to want to go back to your previous color and kind of switch between them just to make sure you get a nice smooth blend. And finally, you're going to take your yellow shadow and blend it from the orange into the inner corner and kind of down onto the lower portion of the eye a little bit. Think of it like you're almost putting it where like an inner corner highlight would go, just kind of bigger. And don't forget to blend Okay, totally forgot to film this bit, but then I also took some orange and some red and blended it underneath and blended it right into the kind of wing I've got going there. Next, without cleaning up what we've already done at all, so there's still kind of the gradient going onto the lid, I'm just going to gently apply some shimmer onto the lid, not really foil it. I don't want it to be like solid and intense, just kind of a thin veil. Just something like that. Next, we're going to come on over to the other side, and for this, I usually actually like to start in the inner corner and begin with the green, just because once you get to the blue and the purple, it starts getting pretty dark, and that can cause some kind of contamination on the brush, and it can make it harder to blend into the inner corner because those colors kind of start to take over a bit. So yeah, I'd like to start with the green on the inner corner. Basically, it's exactly the same process as we just did on this side, but in reverse. So I'm just going to do that off camera really quickly, or maybe I'll do it like a time lapse. I'll figure it out in editing. Also, I just want to say to anyone who's noticed the addition of actual makeup brushes on my channel in contrast to the paintbrushes I used to use, both sets of brushes were actually gifts. You could still, like, I could still totally be doing my makeup with those paintbrushes. And you can totally do your makeup with like cheap brushes, paintbrushes, whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter. It's about the artist, not the tool. Anyone who tries to tell you otherwise is probably trying to sell you something. You can do anything I can do with those paintbrushes if you practice. And I'm not gonna lie and say these aren't nicer to work with, because obviously they are, but really they just make doing what I already do easier. It's so frustrating applying like inner corner makeup because I have a different shape in each one of my eyes. Like this one's got more of kind of a fold to it, so it always looks asymmetrical no matter what I do. Also, if you do try this makeup, don't get frustrated when you're doing the blue, green, purple side. I don't know why I said it in that order. The blend on this side is usually a lot more frustrating because the colors you're dealing with are usually going to be a lot more intense. So just be patient, keep blending, it'll work out. And for this outer corner, just like last time, we're gonna grab our card and make a straight edge. And create a bit of a wing. Okay, so when you've done all of this, it's quite probable that this side is gonna look kind of bigger. This is because these sort of blend out into the skin a lot better. Even people with cool tone skin definitely look more red than blue or green. So these colors are going to tend to blend into the skin a little better, at least if you are pale skinned. And these are going to look a little harsher even with a very smooth blend, so you might need to go back in. And kind of blend these out further, but you can just do that, that's no problem, and it should end up looking pretty even. Now at this point we're just going to do some mascara, and you can do a super simple wing if you want. I am going to do one that looks super cool in white or black, totally your choice. So I'm just gonna do that really quickly off camera. And the eyes are done. Now time to move on to the lips, which is what I'm really excited to redo. I really love the concept of these in theory, but my execution a few years ago was subpar. So let's get into this. I will say before I do these, the downside to this lip look is it is not utilitarian, shall we say. It will survive for a couple videos, a few pictures, and then it will start to look like shit and you will need to take it off. It is definitely a social media makeup look and not for the real world. Regardless, it is absolutely gorgeous in my opinion, and I'm going to show you how I did it right now. Alright, so you're going to take the brush you used earlier on your red, orange, yellow eye and just apply red, orange, yellow eyeshadow across your top lip. Also, if you do have colored lipsticks, you could use those. I don't know if I'd recommend them for this look because of what we're going to be doing in a minute. But you could use those. I do recommend wetting down your brush before you do this because it will create a much brighter pigment when you apply the eyeshadow to your lips. Alright, for this next step, you are going to need a black liquid lipstick and a fine pointed brush. And for this, I actually am bringing out my old reliable fine point paintbrush. So you're just going to take the lipstick off of the applicator with the brush like that, make sure there's not too much on it. And let's get into this. First step, you're going to outline the bottom of your top lip. So just as close to the inside of your mouth as you can. And you're gonna wanna keep your mouth open until this dries so it doesn't get on your bottom lip. Fuck. And once that's dry enough that there is no to minimal transfer, you're going to take your brush and kind of feather it out onto your lip, like so. And then once again with your fine point brush, you are going to very carefully draw a single line outlining your top lip. I would recommend starting from the corners to make sure the line at the top isn't too thick or uneven or anything. Now you're going to do the same thing on the bottom lip, but with purple, blue, green. You're going to want to do green on the side where it's yellow, and purple on the side where it's red, just because those kind of, go together. So you should basically understand the procedure for this, so I'm just going to do a time lapse. I'm going to do a time lapse of me doing my bottom lip. And here is the completed look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, you can leave a like down below and subscribe to see more from me. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all of which will be linked in the description down below. If you'd like to know what products I used in this video, you can find all of them listed in the description down below, along with a playlist of my other makeup tutorials. And you can also find that linked in the eye somewhere on screen. You can also find a link to my Linktree in the description, which contains all the links I have previously mentioned, as well as links to petitions, documents, emails you can send, and news articles on current social issues. And that's all from me. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Bye!